Focus on my brake lights.
Ain't turning back. Now that I'm back on track, yeah. Take my word for it. Put a couple bands on it. And I don't plan on letting people turn me. No. You can say what you want. I'ma keep pressing on. I came up out that game like I'm feeling green. Right? Talking to my past like focus on my brake lights. Cruising to my future now.
Hey, and welcome to Breaking the Silence. Thank you so much for joining us here on today's program. It's going to be a great show, as always, right?
Yes.
We're always having great topics, great conversation. We definitely compete with each other. Some people wear crowns more often than others. Some eat more popcorn than others.
But somebody has been
But we
lately
love
eating
each
their
other.
Right. We've been
All right,
sharing
so
the
maybe
crowns.
things are kind of turning in our favor a little bit. All right, but before we go into what we're going to be talking about in today's show, we should introduce ourselves,
Yes,
right?
for sure.
So my name is Francisca,
I'm Shaitia. And I'm Angeline.
and we are Breaking the Silence, and that's what we're going to be doing today on great topics. What are we going to be talking about today, Angeline?
Well, one thing that we're going to be talking about is that girl versus girl whatever.
Oh, I think you got to say it with a little bit of sauce.
Yeah.
Girl, whatever.
Girl whatever.
Girl, whatever.
Okay, there you go.
rolling,
Let me-
Everything. You got to have a little bit of attitude with that one. So if you're like, what is that even about?
Yeah.
Well, you're going to have to stay tuned to find out about
Right.
what that is all about in that topic. And what else are we going to be talking
And
about?
we're also going to be talking about be okay with not being invited. Because, you know, we don't get invited to everything.
And sometimes that is a blessing.
Yes.
Yes.
That is a blessing.
Yes.
But some people,
But
they
some
get a little
people,
salty
they might
with
get,
it.
yes, they
offended.
definitely get a little salty, like, why aren't you inviting me? Why am I not part of it? But sometimes it's actually protection.
Yes.
We're going to be talking about that later on in that topic. And we're also going to have a pump it or dump it. So this is not just going to be fashion as in your clothing or your accessories, but it's going to be about hair.
Ooh, all right.
So it's going to be a little twist.
Yeah, a little different.
I'm excited
this
about
time.
that one.
Uh-huh.
I like
I hope
that.
it's not that crazy. Okay.
I mean, maybe some of them.
Oh,
But
okay.
maybe crazy for you, but for our viewers, they might even have that hairstyle.
Oh,
So
boy.
be
Oh,
careful.
BTS Unfiltered is coming. Oh,
She didn't mean, yeah, you might get red in BTS
it's
Unfiltered.
okay. You can, yeah. You can shout me out and Unfiltered. That's fine. I'm okay with it.
All right, and then we're going to be getting real. So in today's Getting Real segment, we're going to be talking about the hidden dangers behind the screen. So cyberbullying, scams, and how it is negatively affecting the elderly community and how it is really hurting them. So we're going to be talking about that later on in today's show. But speaking about scams and affecting the elderly, have you or any of your family members ever been a victim of a scam, online scams?
Yes, I have.
What happened?
I don't know, like, you know how when you do like free trials for something, right? So I had signed up for like this, I don't even remember, it was so long ago. And I didn't even remember what it was, but every month they were taking out just a little bit. It wasn't like 30, 40, it was just like probably
So
like
small you wouldn't
$3,
notice.
$7. And of course, one time I'm looking like, what is this? And so I called them. And when I called them, I'm like, I'm trying to figure out what this is because I see it taken out my account every month. They just hung up.
Oh.
Like, it just hung up, and it was kind of like, oh, she found out about it, this type of thing.
Yeah.
And I just canceled my card really quickly, got a new card, and yeah. So I don't even know how they got my information, my card. I don't know where it came from, but I definitely.
They're very clever. What
Yeah.
about you?
For me, it's directly in my bank, actually.
that's
So I
dangerous.
saw, because you know that you have like notifications whenever you use your card for anything. And there was that one time that I don't even spend, you know me, right? I don't spend like more than $5, but this was even over 1,000 limit. So I was like, this is definitely not me. This is definitely not my husband, because just both of us have access to that account. So I immediately called the bank and they said, yeah, this is really a fraudulent activity. They had to cancel the card and send me a new one because that. Imagine if there are no notifications. You would have been like, especially the elderly,
So you
right?
always want to have your notifications on.
Exactly. So yeah, it's really dangerous online these days.
It is. And actually this happened to my grandparents. This was in fact like 3 years ago. So before the big AI boom, where you're able to kind of pretend like you're anybody nowadays, they contacted my grandparents in a whole nother state. And they told them that I was involved in a car accident, I was texting and driving, and that I was going to jail. And that they needed to post my bail money. And they even had somebody get on the phone and pretend to be me. And it sounded exactly like me, and they were terrified. They were about to send all this money to this person. And luckily they called my family here and was asking like, hey, is she okay? Where is she at? What's going on? And my phone is blowing up. I'm at work and I answer and I'm like, I'm fine. What is going on? They told me what happened. So of course I had to call my grandparents and let them know that I was fine. But he was like, my grandpa was like, that's so weird because I swear I was talking to you. If I would not have called, I would have really thought that you were in trouble. So we even have to be careful with those kind of scams where it sounds like a family member. Always want to double check, right? Before making any big transactions.
Exactly.
So we definitely got to be careful with that. But on that note, we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back.
Feeling the energy? You're tuned into the right place. Breaking the silence is keeping it real. Right here, right now. More empowering conversations and the voices you need to hear are coming up next. Stay with Angelique, Francisca, Nori, and Shaitia. The conversation is just getting started.
Feeling stretched too thin? Overwhelmed by commitments? Breaking the silence reminds you that your time and energy are precious. Step 1. Identify your priorities. What truly matters to you? Focus on those. Step 2. Practice the pause. Before saying yes, take a breath and consider the impact on your well-being. Step 3. Deliver with confidence. A simple, direct, no, thank you, is often enough. Your boundaries matter. Don't let obligations silence your needs. Find your voice, break the silence, and join the conversation. Tune in to Breaking the Silence weekdays on ULFN.
One of the topics for today, because you know, we can be a little petty.
Not a little? I don't think a little.
Visit watch.ulfn.org for tips on reclaiming your time and embracing your authentic self. Sometimes, all it takes is a conversation.
On Breaking the Silence, we aim to broaden your horizons on a variety of topics.
You have to realize that you only have control over you.
Beneficial advice you can use in your daily life.
Able to communicate is what really love looks like.
Let's explore today's topic together on Breaking the Silence.
Do you remember that trend, that girl? You know that girl that wakes up at 5 a.m., has the morning routine, is drinking the green smoothies, has her life together, has her planner color coordinated, her house is aesthetic. She was that girl. And we all tried to measure up to her. But recently, that trend has changed, and now a lot of people are embracing that, girl, whatever. It's really not that serious. So ladies, this is what we're going to be talking about in this topic. And I just find it so interesting how trends have been changing recently. And I think it shows people are just tired. People are just burnt out of this idea of performing perfection online. It gets exhausting. If you think about it, like when you have to keep up with a lie or you have to keep up with a persona in life in general, it's exhausting. It's mentally exhausting because you are pretending to be something that you're not.
Yeah.
And so when you are fake, you're not going to be able to enjoy life like you want to. And I think that's why we're seeing so many trends now shifting, because people were trying to keep this going for like 4 years of making sure they were perfect, their videos were done perfectly, they had the perfect background, their hair was perfect, their house was perfect, everything was perfect. But I would really like to see how their life is after that. If you see, like when people do behind the scenes, oh, your kitchen is always so clean, it's always put together, but you're doing all this cooking. And then they take that phone and they show you the rest of that kitchen, and it's dishes in the sink. It's just like a whole mess. So what do y'all think about this topic?
I think, that it's really good that people are doing that nowadays, because it's like when you had that, it girl phase, you didn't have peace because, you're there trying to make sure everything is okay, everything is perfect. But in reality, I prefer peace over perfection, right? So I prefer to be like, okay, you know what? It's okay to miss a morning of waking up at 5 a.m. It's okay to not make everything from scratch. I remember back like a few years ago, like everybody was making everything from scratch. If you did not make it from scratch, something was wrong with you. You had a problem. And so now people are like, well, you know what? I didn't wake up at 5 a.m. I kind of woke up at 10, or I woke up at 8, or I woke up at this. And people are like, yeah, at least I don't feel as bad anymore. Because people will see those kind of girls like, doing this and doing that. And then you feel bad, like, I don't wake up at that time. I don't organize like that. So it's kind of like, instead of you finding inspiration to do it, you kind of get overstimulated. You kind of have this pressure on you from just watching someone do it. So when you actually see like a girl, whatever, like that person did that, but you know what? I didn't do that. Then you kind of feel like, okay, you know what? I'm normal. Like, I'm normal. It's okay for me to be like this. It's okay to be a mom who orders Uber Eats every now and then. It's okay to be the one hiding in the car because you don't want the kids to see. You kind of feel like it's okay to kind of be like this. And, if that's what works for her, okay, go ahead. But what works for me, I'm going to focus more about what works for me than having that pressure built on top of me.
Yeah, and now it's becoming like a trend that, the 5 a.m. productivity is now, it's okay to, as you said, one day you can wake up at 10 a.m. It doesn't mean you're lazy or, that, okay, not waking up 5 a.m., you're not consistent, but it's just not putting up with the pressure anymore because, again, you don't have peace. You always have to make your bed, always so neat and nice. And now more content creators are being more honest. They're being more genuine. So that means more mess, right? That means not all put together homes, or even that there was a hashtag woke up like this, but then you see them with makeup, you see them with like lashes, like so, like come on, woke up like this. You know how you woke up,
they
right?
They have like the dew on their face.
No, you did not.
Like, they put the camera there and show them just getting out of bed. It's
Right.
like, you do not look like that.
No, you did not. You did. You probably have a bird nest hair
No,
and
you probably
drew
have a whole glam squad sitting in the background.
Exactly. But now there be like, content creators are being more honest. Like this is really how you woke up, and they can become really more relatable with people who are, like the screen watching it. This is how it looks like. This is how it really looks like. So there's that pressure that's off, that now, okay, girl, whatever. But of course, we're not going to stay as girl, whatever, like all the time, just waking up 10 a.m. Of course, there is still that, discipline. However, you give yourself some mercy, right? You give yourself grace. You allow yourself to rest. But then when you're always on that pressure or you're always in that relaxed mode, then you got to find like your balance and things.
Yeah, you're a happy medium.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because it's like you're there trying to build up something that's not even real for that person. A lot of times the it girl that we see is like, they're building, they're working, but you don't see the whole team, as we said, that's behind the scenes doing everything together, making everything work together. So you're trying to make something that is impossible because they're not even like that.
Exactly. And that's why we shouldn't live our lives based on trends, because trends always change. It's like we need to see what works best for us for that girl and what works best for us for that girl, whatever. And being able to blend those two together to curate our own life, right? And that is what's important about social media and about trends in general. It's just finding what is authentic to you, what fits you, and to stop comparing yourself to the highlight reels of other people and start curating what is good for you. Imagine if those girls had never stepped out and said, well, I'm just going to show my authentic self. We would still be under the influence of that girl mentality of always having to be perfect. So it's important for you to step out, to do something different, and to show who you truly are, so that those behind you who are just like you can also step out with that same confidence. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back.
Laugh, learn, and love with Breaking the Silence. We'll be right back.
August was born 3 pounds, 9.8 ounces. When I first saw him, it was like a whole range of emotions, joy, sadness. There's gonna be obstacles. You're gonna feel like, why is it happening to me? And you're gonna realize you're not the only one. There's no perfect way. Your own way will be the perfect way. You're gonna protect it with all your might. Just seeing him happy, it's just joy, you know? I look through his eyes, I can envision like a whole future with him already. To throw the first football to him, give him ice cream for the first time. Oh man, he can smile now. I'm happy because he's advancing in life, you know? He's growing. Being a young dad, it's not giving up, it's shifting. My life is now devoted to his life.
The Universal Church is open 7 days a week, 365 days a year. If you are in the southern region and looking for a home church, there is a place where free help is available for everyone. We are located in many southern states. Take a look. The largest city in Louisiana, New Orleans. You can find us at 138 North Broad Street, New Orleans, Louisiana, 70119. In the state capital of Alabama, Montgomery. We are located at 2045 Madison Avenue, Montgomery, Alabama, 36107. We are located in the Peach State, Georgia. Our address is 3110 East Ponce de Leon Avenue, Scottsdale, Georgia, 30079. There are no dress code requirements. Come as you are with an open heart and let God work in your life. We don't judge, we help. Call us for locations near you. 888-332-4141. Come and see how God can transform your life. Make your way to the Universal Church.
Overhyped or overcritiqued? We've got a list of trends to evaluate. Join the host in deciding whether to pump it or dump it on Breaking the Silence.
All right, are we ready to pump it or dump it on some hair trends?
I guess so. I don't know.
I'm worried about what you're going to pump and dump.
I know.
I feel like she's gonna dump everything.
I do.
Because she likes her hair a very specific way.
Oh my gosh. All right.
Okay.
Yes.
But it's a trend in general.
All
okay?
right,
It's
okay.
just a trend
Not
in general,
what you
not
would
whether
wear.
or
All
not
right.
you would wear it.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. I
All
got
right.
it.
All right, let us look at our first trend. All right, natural blonde tones. Pump
Yes.
it or dump it?
It's nice.
I pump it.
Yeah,
I think
pump
it's
it.
nice.
It looks
I think
so
for those
nice.
who can rock blonde
Yeah.
hair, it's good. And I
Yeah.
definitely like the natural roots rather than the
Yeah, definitely.
Some
platinum
was like
and
platinum.
the
Yeah.
It wasn't natural. I like
it's
that.
nice. Yeah. I pump it.
Pump it. We pump it.
Yeah.
Yeah. We agreed. So far.
So far. So far. Okay.
Okay, let's
Let's see the next one.
All right. What Birkin bangs and layers? I mean, yeah,
I'd pump it.
yeah, it's pump. It looks so
cute.
cute.
I like
you know,
chunky
for
bangs like that. Yeah. I don't like the
I would
like
probably
super
not wear it,
high,
but-
like when they're
Oh,
like,
that's
It's like straight across.
yeah.
If they put it up, I'd be like, dump it right away. But this one,
I like
Yeah.
those bangs. I wish
Yeah.
that I could have bangs.
Yeah,
I just hate when they grow out and then they're always in your face.
in your face, yeah.
Bangs is something like sometimes you just want in the moment, but you
Right.
don't want for a period of time.
And they become a lot of work.
Yes.
Yeah,
'cause
so-
you definitely got to style them.
Yeah.
Okay,
So, but I would
this
pump
is
it.
pump.
We
Yeah.
pump it.
Pump it.
Okay, they're not that bad.
Yeah. I'm getting scared.
I cannot
Good.
say it. Yeah,
Yes.
because
Okay, let us
All
see
right,
the
let's
next
see the
one.
next one.
Color melting. Yes, I like
Yes.
that. That is so
it's,
cute.
It's so nice. Yeah.
Definitely pumping
yeah,
that one.
pumping it. That is
So
something.
far, you
Yeah.
guys have been
It's
good.
natural,
This
it's
trends
not-
are
I
good.
think maybe
nothing
this
dramatic.
year the hair is more natural.
Yeah,
Matching the
like-
Instead of
trends.
rainbow and butterfly.
If you have that hairstyle, rock it. Don't worry
okay.
about what she said.
If you're confident with it,
Just
go on.
rock it.
Yeah, I could never rock rainbow hair.
All right.
Okay, next
All right,
one.
let's see the next one. Natural hair texture.
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely. Yep. Yep.
Pumping it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Love the
You
curls.
see, the grades is coming out. My grades is
Where?
coming out.
Yeah.
It works.
But it's
When you have
natural.
one here and there, it's cute. But when you start having a head full of them, it's not so cute. So talk to me when you have a head full of them.
Yeah.
Hey, well,
I
my
know you
mom
like
got
rocking it.
a head full of them, but she looks cute. I mean, she rocks,
I like
she
the
rocks
salt
them.
and pepper
She's
look.
rocking,
I think it's cute.
yeah.
I'll hide all my wisdom. We don't need to show it.
Okay,
All
next
right,
one.
next one.
Ginger brunette.
I mean, you don't even got to ask me. Pump it.
I think it's a nice color.
Yeah, I
Pump
don't.
it.
She's not liking it.
yeah,
She's not
I
liking
am-
it. I like it.
I'm a
like
little in between on this one.
I like
Oh,
it.
in between. I like it. I might come on the show one day with it. So
Not
I'll be
me.
like, hello, it's a new me.
Do you
I like
recognize a new host?
I definitely like it though.
I like
I
it.
pump it.
Okay, I'm
like it.
leaning maybe
Any shade of
51%
red, I like
on the pump. Okay, fine.
You
Since
pumped
my-
it?
Yeah, I'll pump it. I'll pump it.
Okay.
We pump
Come
it.
on over to
Yeah.
the red side. So it's a pump.
All right. We love redheads. Okay.
Okay, so let
right.
us see the next one.
Next one.
Modern shag.
Dump it for me.
I
I mean, it's cute if you have
it.
the right look,
Yeah.
but overall,
I would pump it. Like, surprisingly, I will. Yeah.
it reminds me a lot of like 80s hair. And I'm not big into the 80s.
I mean,
love
I
this
like,
one.
yeah, I was
love
gonna
this
say
one.
Yeah,
that one
but
is really nice. So
but that looks more like long layers. I don't know. I'll dump it.
I will pump it.
I really like that
yeah,
one.
it looks so.
That,
So y'all
that
are
one
pumping
looks
it.
like
It's
she
full, yeah.
she woke up, just recently.
She woke up like
She's-
that.
She woke up like that, and this was kind of blow dried and everything.
So
So,
I
whole
pump
lot.
it.
Yeah.
I pump it.
we pump it.
There we go. All right, let's do the next one. Metallic hues.
Dump it.
Angeli, I think that would look so cute on you.
You never know. Just one day would probably,
I dumped that fully.
Yeah, I would dump this one.
I mean, she looks pretty though.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I mean, some girls can rock it. They can pull it off, but
Not.
yeah, not the blue.
not for
Yeah.
us.
No.
All right, we got another trend. Soft sculpted bobs.
Yes,
Yeah.
bob.
Oh,
Any
yes.
bob
Beautiful.
is
So beautiful.
great.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Definitely pumping it.
Pump,
Pump it. It's a pump.
Yeah.
Yep. Look at that.
Yeah.
It's so
really nice.
Very
so
nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
It's not that
So
bad.
Not too bad.
Okay.
We have more. Oh.
Another one.
Modern midi cut.
It's not.
I think
Like, what is the?
It's just kind of
kinda
like it's kind of in the
shoulder,
middle from not a bob, not
okay.
middling,
Yeah,
but
I think
in the
it's
middle.
good. Yeah.
Mid.
Mid. Okay, so
I think it's okay.
Yeah, I would pump it.
Clock
I
it.
pump it.
I mean, pump it. Pump it. I mean, pump it. Yeah.
So the trends weren't so bad.
I think
you were ready for something.
Yeah.
I
so-
think they're coming more natural looking,
Yeah.
more like professional looking, rather than a few years ago when
So
everybody
dramatic.
was
They got a
expressing
little
themselves.
too-
Let's just say that
Through their hair.
everybody was
Exactly.
expressing
There you
themselves.
go.
So I
Yeah.
think it's coming back.
Well, you know how
Embracing their
trends, they always
natural.
kind of
Yeah.
will cycle through. So maybe in a few years, people will be expressing themselves again through hair. So we
my
will see. But right now,
goodness.
we are definitely
we're good.
feeling the 2026 hairstyle trends. I hope you enjoyed the segment. Maybe gave you a new idea what you're going to do with your hair. We would love to hear from you if you decide to follow one of these trends. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Breaking the silence. Sometimes all it takes is a conversation. We're talking career hacks, relationship advice, and the tools to build an amazing life. Keep it here.
My piece of advice is always coming from the Word of God, the Bible, and this word never ever fails.
Stream weekly on the Soul Food Podcast with Bishop Joshua, where you will hear live guests share their transformation stories. Stay connected with us for more soul food, ask questions, leave your comments on each episode, and leave a voice message. We will gladly answer here on the podcast because this soul food is for you.
Did you know you can watch Living Faith Network completely free 24 hours a day using just a TV antenna? Here's how to find us on your television. First, make sure your antenna is connected to the back of your TV. Next, grab your remote and press the menu or settings button. Go to channels or broadcast settings. Then select auto scan, channel scan, or auto program. When it asks for a signal type, choose antenna or air, not cable. Now start the scan. This may take a few minutes, so please be patient. Once it's finished, use your remote to go through your channels. Look for Living Faith Network on channel 42.1. That's it. You're now ready to watch Living Faith Network. Faith-filled programming, available free, 24/7, right on your antenna TV. If you don't see channel 42.1, try running the scan again or adjusting your antenna position.
You're not alone in your journey. Breaking the silence is your tribe.
So for me, I made a choice because peace is not it's not like something that is, oh, because of this I have peace. No, peace is a choice.
Connect with a community of strong women who share stories and uplift each other.
As if you know, you know. Yes, story.
All you gotta do is drop that beat
And
on that
she's
dance
gonna-
floor.
Yeah.
Ooh, child.
And I can't dance, so you know,
We're just gonna be like,
Join the conversation and let your voice be heard.
On Breaking the Silence, we aim to broaden your horizons on a variety of topics.
if it wasn't for that mistake, we wouldn't be where we're at now.
Beneficial advice you can use in your daily life.
The more we complain, the more harm we're doing to ourselves.
Let's explore today's topic together on Breaking the Silence.
When growth happens, a lot changes. We change our friends, we change our environment, we change our habits. We change so much of ourselves, and that change is necessary. That growth is necessary in order to see the changes that we desire in our lives. But what happens when we have changed so much that now we are feeling lonely, we're feeling left out, we're feeling like we don't belong anymore? with those old people that we used to hang out with. But maybe that is a good thing, and it should be a good thing if you are growing and if you are changing. So ladies, this is what we're going to be talking about today. It's just the feeling of like not being invited. When you used to be the life of the party, when everybody wanted you at their parties, everybody wanted you on their trips, on family gatherings, on all of these things because you were that life of the party. But then when you change and God starts to mold you into this new person, you let go of that identity. You let go of that circle of friends. You let go of going to those different environments that no longer suit you. But sometimes people can feel as though they're being left out because they see maybe their family members they used to hang out with. They all still click up. They all still hang out with each other. They all still hang out, but you're never invited. You're never included. So what do y'all think about this topic and just how people in general would feel in this situation?
You know, I think when it comes to growth, we have to be ready for backlash, right? And I say that because a lot of times the people you hung out with when you were in that lifestyle, when you were that type of person, it's like they're used to that and that's what they enjoyed. But then you're like, you know, this lifestyle, it didn't bring me the peace that I wanted. It didn't bring me the happiness that I thought, or I was lost looking for, you know, things and I only found it through my change. But those people are still in that lifestyle. Those people are still in that phase that you already overcame. So it's like when you're there, they're looking for that type of person. And then you're going to start to get, you know, criticized like, oh, you're boring. You're not how you used to be. Before you was fun. Before, you know, you would be doing this and now we're trying to push you to do it. Or we don't invite you to come out with us because it's like, oh, you're not the same person. But you have to remember that you've changed for a reason, right? You changed because you wanted something that has to do with you, that whatever they're doing isn't going to fulfill you. And you can't hold on to that old you. And a lot of times when you go to those places, they're not going to invite you to places of the new you that the new you wants to go to. They're going to invite you to those places where that old you is at. And you don't want to go back there. So a lot of times you're there like, oh man, they're not inviting me. But then you kind of got to look at where they're not inviting you to. Like, you know, like one, yeah, it can be hurt, but also it can be like, I see that she's not the same person and she's not going to enjoy this. So I'm not going to waste my time inviting her here because like they say, oh, we're going to hang out. Where are you going to hang out? The club. Oh, no. You're already going to deny them. So they're probably like, it makes no sense to even invite her because she's not going to come anyway.
Yeah. And that change, what did you gain with that change, right? Okay, yes, you lost people that were in your past you hang out with, but you gained something which you were looking for. For example, you gained peace. Now you gained value. You value yourself now. You didn't need the validation of others. So maybe, yes, there's a temporary loneliness because now you're not being invited because they know you're going to be a killjoy. They know you're not going to enjoy it as you were before, but that's going to be temporary. But what you've gained from that letting go of these friendships or cutting off old ties is more important because now you have that peace that you've been wanting before, right? Yes, you were the life of the party, but you didn't have life within. You were just a shell, right? You were just enjoying for the moment. But after that, you're still sad. But now you have it. You have that peace. So I think we just have to stop, with the emotions. That's this right now. I'm sad. I'm lonely. I'm not being invited. Because when you lose that access to that old space or that old environment, it creates a new space for other people to come in. These people that are going to add up to your life, that change that you have right now, they're the ones who's going to add up to that peace, right? They're not going to remove it from you, but they're going to add up to it. So yes, you were losing access, but now you're gaining access to other people. More relationships, newer relationships, they're going to be good for you instead of, bad for you.
And I just think about like people, let's say they're trying to change, right? And they see that you've changed. So it's like sometimes because you're different, you've changed, they still feel uncomfortable because it's like some of them, they want to change, right? They don't want to keep doing that. They want to be different, but they don't know how to change. They don't have the strength to change. And then you come around this new changed person, and then it's like they're not ready to make that step, that drastic step that you took, but they're also not ready to let go. So then they're like, if she's around, I'm going to feel even more guilty. I'm going to feel even more bad because I know I shouldn't do this, but I'm still doing it.
Yeah. And that's the key, right? It's like a lot of the times you not being invited is not a you problem. It's really a problem with the people because they know, looking at you, you were once in their circle. You were once doing the exact same things that they are doing now. And so they're going to feel that guilt about like, oh, well, if she's around and she's watching me drink, if she's watching me dance or do these different things, I'm going to feel a type of way. So I'm protecting myself so that I can continue doing these things that I enjoy doing without feeling like the guilt or remembering like, well, she's already or he's already gone this far in life, and then here I am still doing the same thing. And I think we also have to remember, like, when a person is feeling that way, feeling like they're not being invited, look at those people, look at their life. You know, a lot of the times we get separated from growth because growth is something that is you do it alone. You don't do it with other people, and it can be isolating. It can feel like you're all alone. But then when you look back at those people that you were once with, what their lives are looking like, the things that they are going through, you're going to understand why God is protecting you, why he's taking you out of these situations, because oftentimes these people's lives unfortunately get worse and get worse as your life is developing. But as you were saying, I think it's so important that when you start to change in life, when you start to have a new circle, it's developing friendships, developing relationships, finding things that you enjoy doing that add to you. Because if you keep yourself separated from the people you used to hang out with, and you keep yourself separated from new people and new relationships, you're going to find yourself isolated. And that is a very dangerous place to be in when you're by yourself and you're starting to change and you're growing. You need to learn to connect with other people, or else if you don't, you run the risk of falling back into old habits, right?
Yeah, because if you don't have that really stable support system, because of course you want to change, but then I would say you're like a baby, right? And changing. So there will be times that you would tip over, you will fall over. But if you have that support system that, no, you can do it, you can do it. And compared to somebody who's like, yeah, stay here, stay here with us. Compared to somebody who's going to lift you up, no, you got this, right? Like, okay, you failed today, but let's try again tomorrow. But then if you're by yourself, as you've mentioned, you isolate yourself from everyone, the good ones and the bad ones, then you're just going to be by yourself. You're going to end up resenting yourself. Oh, why am I doing this? I can't do anything, for myself and stuff like that. So make sure that you surround yourself with people who are, thinking of your sake, right? For you to be better, for you not to fall constantly, but to help you, to lift you up.
Because not every friendship is meant to last your whole life. There's some people, as we always learn, there's some people who are here for a season, for a reason. So maybe those people that you were with before, their season is up, and now it's time for you to get a new season with other people.
Yeah, and when you grow, you need to find new people that enjoy doing the same thing that you are doing, that are on the same path that you are on. Finding people that have already gone through what you've gone through and connect with them, become friends with them, have them mentor you so that they can teach you the steps and you can feel like you belong. Because it's human nature to want to feel like you're part of something. And when you're not, you can fall into depression, you can fall into thinking wrong thoughts, you can go back into old habits. So really connect yourself, push yourself to connect with people that are on the same path as you. And remember, it is okay if you are not invited to the old places, to the old environments that you once were in, because you are now a new person. You are a different person, and you don't belong in those environments anymore. You belong in the new environments. So go and explore those new environments and explore this new life that you have. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
You are loved. You are valued. You are resilient.
Yes, you're there for them.
Online scams and cyberbullying have been on the rise in the elderly community. And today in the Getting Real segment, that is what we are going to be talking about. Because when we think about, cyberbullying, we think about, youth being bullied, we think about young adults being bullied, but we really don't think about elderly people being bullied. And so much so cyberbullied that they would end their own lives. And so that's why it's so important for us to cover that on this segment, because we have recently heard on the news that an elderly man ended up taking his life due to cyberbullying. So ladies, when I came across this article and I was reading about it, it kind of shocked me to think that people could be so cold that you would bully a 67-year-old man, so much so that he would end up taking his life. And this man, his name is Daryl Sheets. If anybody knows of him, he was a reality star. He used to be on a show called Storage Wars. He was a very well-known, very loved on Storage Wars. He would go and travel and bid on all kinds of storage units that would have some, fines in there that he would make millions of dollars on. And he was very, very successful. Recently, he just retired and he moved. And this is when he came across this bully that was cyberbullying him. And we actually have a clip of his friends and some people speaking about the situation that was happening to him shortly before his unaliving. So let us take a look at this video.
Daryl himself is the one who tried to warn us all before his life came to a tragic end. Weeks before his death, the Storage Wars legend was writing publicly online about a man he said was stalking him, hacking him, and ruining his life.
He had a guy really tormenting him lately on cyberbullying. Daryl has been posting a lot about the guy that's been cyberbullying him and tormenting him. And I really hope they look into that guy and it's just not a pass.
Once again, people, I have been hacked by a very evil person. These are very evil people. I'm not gay. I have made no posts about any children's arcade owner, etc. I am extremely sorry and sick over this. These people have ruined me. And he said he would. Please understand it's not me. People are showing up to my work and wanting to harm me. Real people showing up to his antique shop wanting to harm him because someone had impersonated him online, spread lies under his name. In yet another post from March, Daryl named the operation directly. A page called Show Me Your Junk and Darnell.theclown.sheets. He's been going after other small businesses in town and harassing them using my name. It is not me. He's extorted money from many people in this town acting like a handyman. This has been going on for 3 years with him, and the things he says are very damaging. According to Darnell's own post, this has been going on for 3 years.
Wow, 3
You
years.
see, so it's not just like bullying and harassment, but it's going against his name, against his legacy, against his business, and going and spreading false rumors about him. And it's like, it's out of his control. He went to the police, he talked to them, they were investigating the situation. Now, I want to say everything in this segment is alleged. It is based off of information that we're getting from the internet. There is another side of the story that I do want to speak about briefly. They are saying, he did have some health issues. He was recently separated. Even though he is a family man, he used to be on the show with his son. He loved his family, but he also is facing health problems. So they're also kind of speculating as to maybe that could be the reason for unaliving. But there again, we see all of his Facebook messages that are saying otherwise, that he has had somebody who has been harassing him, going against his name and spreading false rumors about him. And this is the problem with social media, is like people can get your information, they can sound like you, they can appear to be you, and it's like, it's just your voice against against, your word against theirs. And a lot of the times, they unfortunately can't find these hackers because they are so well hidden in the internet that there's nothing really that the police can do to be able to go after that person. But his case is just one that just hit the media a few weeks ago. But we have several cases of elderlies that have been victim of these cyberbullying and scams. Right?
Yeah. So there's a case of Marjorie Jones, and this happened in 2019. She's an 82-year-old grandma who reportedly lost her life savings after falling victim to a sophisticated robocall and sweepstakes scams. Months after a financial stress, fear, and emotional devastation, she later took her own life as well. And the problem with these is these scammers, they make it seem like you have to do it right this second, right? So a lot of times they make it seem like, okay, it's an urgent point, like you have to do it right now. They kind of make you feel rushed and panic, whereas like you don't think 100%. So you're like, okay, let me do it now. Especially with older people, they don't move as fast. So it's like, they're like, okay, let me try to do it really quickly. They need it right now. And so that kind of makes them more even less thinking about like, wait a minute, something doesn't seem right, instead of them actually paying attention to what they're doing. And also their seniors, older people are more easily to trust people because it's like their age, their day and time, we hear back in my day, but really back in their day, like, neighbors, people were there always by their side. They were always there helping one another. If you had a flat, like someone would easily pull over, help you, you can leave your doors open and not really have to worry about things. As of today, where you just have so many scammers, so many things that you can't trust. So they're so used to being able to trust the calls that they get. They're so used to being able to trust in each other that it's easy for them to be like, oh, okay, really? Are you my granddaughter? Okay, let me give you this money. Let me do that. And it's not really that. And when those things happen, they kind of have this shame, right? Because in their mind, they think, I should have known better. I should have known this. So they have that shame where they don't really want to ask for help or don't really want to say what happened. So it's like they start going through these things by themselves where even their family won't know what's going on. And that's what happened. It's like their family don't know that they're going through this until it's too late.
Yeah. And another scam that happens so often in the elderly community is the romance scams. So somebody was a victim in 2023, a 74-year-old man. He thought he was connected to a celebrity. He thought the celebrity was in love with him and they were impersonating the celebrity. And later he found out that it was not that case and he was exploited. He sent so much money, and after later on finding out that this was a scam, he ended up unaliving himself. He was emotionally and financially manipulated online. And this we see so often. We see so many people because elderly, they are by themselves. A lot of the times they don't live with, any family members. Sometimes family members live in another state. So they're lonely. And that's why so many are falling victim to these scams, because you'll meet somebody online who lives on the other side of the world. You start to build this relationship, this connection with them. Next thing you know, they say that they love you, that they want to be with you, that they want to come live with you. And you start to believe that this person is really a real person. And then you come to find out they are not. And you've given them so much of your money. So you really need to watch out for that.
Yeah. And this one is most recent because it happened last year, which was 2025. So there was this elderly couple in India, and they reportedly died by, ending their lives after being manipulated through a digital arrest scam. So basically the fraudsters convinced the couple that they were actually involved in criminal activity. So this fraudsters pressured this couple to send large amounts of money. So now even not you being scammed, you are actually being pressured. They can even fake authority nowadays. You're involved in this. And of course, elderly people, they're like, okay, if it's the police, if it's the authority, I need to do something so that I'm not going to be, because to send large amounts of money, imagine how much it was for them to be able to panic and at the end, like, you know, they were found dead. But the technology nowadays is very modern, that you can even fake, you know, IDs, you can fake badges, you can fake, okay, I'm an authority, I'm a police, and this and that. And of course, elderlies, right, they don't have like that, they're not tech savvy much to kind of like research, is this real, is this authentic, are you really the police, or are you just impersonating someone? So that too can be like that fearful, because now even authorities are being impersonated.
Yeah. We have to just be very, very careful. And it's good for you to always reach out. If you get a phone call and somebody's telling you that you owe money, that you need to pay urgently, that it is a bill collector calling you, or saying that a family member is in the hospital, hang up the phone and call that place back. 9 times out of 10, you're not going to get that person again. That's how you're going to know that it is a scam. Or reach out to a family member before making any transactions, please, because they're getting very clever with these scams, and it's getting very hard to tell whether or not it is a real person or not. Do your best to protect yourself. Reach out to authorities. Do whatever you need to do in case you feel like you might be a victim of a scam or cyberbullying. Please be careful on the webs, but we're going to have to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Everyone loves a champion, someone whose performance puts them head and shoulders above the rest. But not all champions wear a medal or hoist a trophy. At the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, we see champions everywhere we look. In every sport, on every court, we're building a foundation to ensure all athletes are safe, supported, and strengthened. We believe abuse can be prevented by taking a hard look at how we coach, how we train, and how we interact after the last whistle. We have provided over 2 million safe sport trainings. At the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, ending abuse is not just our job, it's our promise.
Well, ladies, today's show has gone by so fast. We had such great conversation. I enjoyed the pump it or dump it on the hairstyles. I think I might see one of my new hairstyles coming into one of the pump it.
Some gingerbread.
Who knows? Maybe some metallic.
Please don't.
Or the natural blonde.
I'll say that for you.
Yeah.
I'll say that
we never
for
know.
You.
Maybe. We never know.
We never know. But today was such a great show, and I'm glad we were able to discuss about cyberbullying because it's so important for the elderly community, because you don't really understand, if you didn't grow up on the internet, you don't really understand the scams that are happening now and how people are using AI. They're using so many different tools to be able to scam people and make it look and sound legit and real. So it's very important that if you feel like you're being scammed, talk to your police, make a report with the FBI, do everything that you can to protect yourself, just as what we were saying on the Getting Real segment. You know, if Daryl never posted on social media what was going on, if he never made the police reports, then when they found him, they would have just said, oh, this was an unaliving, and they would have closed the case. And then that cyberbullying would have continued with somebody else. So it's important that we make the reports and we let family members and friends know what is going on in our lives. But if you would like to be on our program, go ahead and scan that QR code that is coming up there on your screen, and you can send us your information so you can be a viewer joiner. If you have any thoughts, any comments on today's show, you can also leave them there on our Instagram page. But we're out of time. We'll see you next time.
Bye.